Prepare to plunge into an abyss of uncertainties and silenced pain. The veil of the night of December 31, 2024, never covered such a tragedy. A breath of youthful life, Santiago Lora, just 18 years old, son of spiritual pillars in Aguachica, César, had his future brutally cut short. More than a day of agony, a final breath that echoed throughout an entire country, leaving hearts in tatters. This exclusive episode does not seek easy answers, but rather the somber tapestry of a collective mourning. Witness the fragility of existence and the unbearable weight of an irreparable loss. Something broke that night, and the cracks continue to expand. The fear still exists, and questions still echo. What dark forces hovered over that fateful night? What secrets does the silence of the early morning of December 31st still hide? Feel the weight of absence. Allow emotion to guide you through this painful narrative, a tribute to a life interrupted, silenced prematurely. A nation bowed under the weight of loss, each heart an empty echo. Amidst the darkness that has settled, we search for answers, fragile beacons in the dense night. And yet, what we seek may be unattainable, lost forever in the fog of absence. Hello everyone, welcome to the True Crime Files Investigations channel. If you are a lover of real criminal stories, get ready for an exciting marathon. Every week, we will explore shocking and remarkable cases, the most complex and intriguing ones, with an in-depth analysis of the details and motivations behind each event, which leads us to question human nature. Subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos, and ensure you're always up to date with our exclusive content. Leave your like to strengthen our community and motivate me to bring more and more impactful and unprecedented stories. Get ready to discover the backstage of the crime world, learn about the failures of the judicial system and the stories of victims fighting for justice. Welcome to an investigative and emotional journey. I count on you on this journey. The truth is about to be revealed. So, fasten your seatbelts, because the investigation begins now. On the night of December 31, 2024, Santiago Lora, a young man of just 18 years old, son of Marlon, Nora and Jorley Rincon, pastors highly respected for their spiritual dedication in Aguachica, César, succumbed to his injuries after agonizing for more than 24 hours in a hospital bed. The news struck Colombia like a shockwave, leaving an entire country heartbroken. Thus, the promising life of this young man was tragically cut short, leaving a profound and irreparable pain in his family and the entire community. What was meant to be a family lunch turned into an unimaginable nightmare. That day, the center of Aguachica pulsed with the characteristic bustle of the year's end. The Lora Rincon family was gathered, sharing the joy of the meal, laughter, and plans for the upcoming year, 2025. However, in a cruel instant, the scene became a stage of horror. Two men on a motorcycle suddenly appeared in front of the restaurant, and in the blink of an eye, violent shots ended the tranquility, hitting all four members of the family. A senseless and brutal act of violence that plunged the entire community into a state of shock and disbelief. Santiago, the youngest of the family, fought bravely for his life, but despite undergoing multiple surgeries, his young body could not withstand the severity of the injuries. The medical report brought the confirmation of the impending tragedy. Brain death was irreversible, and finally, at 9 p.m. on that fateful night of December 31st, his heart stopped beating. Santiago was much more than the son of pastors Marlon and Jorley. He was a bright young man, overflowing with dreams and remarkable determination. He was dedicated to his studies in systems engineering at the popular University of César, balancing his academic life with work in a digital store, and still found time to be part of the press and communications team of the Aguachica Ombudsman's office. Amidst an intense routine, he made a point of collaborating on community projects, living and spreading through his example the noble values that his family had always taught him. Nilson Hernandez, Santiago's cousin and the municipal ombudsman, remembers him with deep emotion as an extremely helpful young man, full of innovative ideas and a contagious passion for everything he did. He had the ability to illuminate any environment with his simple presence, said Nilsson, his voice choked with tears. Today, friends, colleagues, and teachers deeply mourn his untimely departure. Every corner of Aguachica seems to carry the painful echo of his absence. The tragedy that befell the Lora Rincon family does not appear to have been an isolated event. In the months leading up to the attack, Angela Lora, Santiago's older sister, had been the target of disturbing threats originating from a telephone number connected to a prison. Although initially these warnings might have been interpreted as part of an extortion attempt, they were not ignored by the family. Now, these sinister calls seem to foreshadow a heinous crime that decimated an entire Christian family. These threats put us on alert, but we could never have imagined that the situation would reach this point, confessed Nilsson, still shaken. Investigations are ongoing, seeking to unravel whether the motive behind this brutal act was a case of mistaken identity, a cruel revenge, or something even darker and more disturbing. The news of the massacre and the subsequent death of Santiago deeply shook Colombia. It is not just the irreparable loss of 4 lives. It is the devastating impact of seeing an entire family have their future violently stolen. Marlon Lora, Jorley Rincon, Angela Lora, and now Santiago leave behind a legacy of unconditional love, unwavering faith, and resilient hope, values that violence can never erase. In a message filled with emotion and indignation, President Gustavo Petro called on the competent authorities to intensify the investigations and bring those responsible for such an atrocity to justice. The sketches of the assassins have already been widely circulated throughout the country, and a significant reward of 50 million pesos has been offered for information leading to their capture. Santiago Lora's story cries out not to be forgotten. His life, though brief at 18 years old, was enough to deeply touch the hearts of those who had the privilege of knowing him. His departure leaves us with a painful and urgent lesson: the need to build a country where the dreams of young people are not brutally interrupted by violence. On that fateful night of December 31st, while thousands of Colombians prepared to celebrate the arrival of the new year, savoring grapes and toasting to a promising future, an entire family was shattered, leaving this world. May the story of Santiago and his family inspire us to tirelessly seek peace, to embrace with even more strength those we love, and to never forget that behind every tragic news story, there are real people, interrupted dreams, and devastated families. In the deepest darkness, when tears seem endless and pain suffocates the soul, the tragedy that befell the Lora Rincon family not only deeply moved an entire community but also put to the test the faith of all those who knew their story. Today, faced with this devastating loss, we seek refuge in the Word of God, longing for comfort, hope, and answers that soothe our afflicted hearts. Recently, the authorities have intensified their efforts to solve this barbaric crime, offering a substantial reward of 50 million pesos for crucial information leading to the identification and capture of those responsible. Furthermore, 2 urgent security councils have been convened with the aim of implementing effective measures to bring justice and peace to the shaken community. Thank you so much for watching this story. Your presence and support are essential for me to continue creating quality content. So, if you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any new episodes. Your subscription and comments are fundamental for me to keep bringing quality content. Leave your opinion in the comments, always with respect for the victims, and together let's build an even better community. Thank you so much for following my work, and I'll see you in the next episode.